Well, good thirsty Thursday morning, friends. Mark Holmes here, of course, with my buddy Cowboy Joe Boo, as well as Joe Bear in the house. And as always, I want to say thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe Boo Sports Report. Without you guys, as well as you ladies, you know that this literally, and I mean literally, does not work. So let's get open for business here, and let's wake up the football gods and Brother Stewart. Okay. It is time to start really concentrating in on the Cincinnati Bengals. And, we've licked our wounds here. We've killed everybody and everything else. Right now, we just need to figure out how to win a game. And let me start before I get into how we win a game and, what we need to do. I'm not sure who sent me this piece right here. And please, let me know who it was. This is the gong, okay? Maybe we ought to call this the Cowboys Gong Show. Yeah, there we go. Because every time the Cowboys do something stupid, we need to go ahead and go, that's stupid. Or we get a new channel member, we need to welcome the channel member by, there we go. Yeah. So, shout out to whoever gave it to me. Please, by all means, let me know who it is so I can send you something here from the man cave and all as a thank you for adding this piece. This is wonderful here. I think this is so fitting. This is like the tumbler that always the ladies sent me and stuff. It's things that I use on a regular basis that are great, and it's like I can't imagine what it was like without having those things. So I appreciate all of the wonderful gifts from you guys for the set as well as the man cave and everything else. Because, again, it's not about me. It's about all of us together. How do we save the season? Going into that game last week, I said because we had an offensive line that was not good or that was young. It remains to be seen if they're good or not. Having wide receivers that were wet behind the ears, that what the Cowboys needed to do was ride the pony. Ride Zeke Elliott. Let him eat. And use 12 personnel. That was my thing. Instead, Kellen Moore did not change his spots. He passed the ball 70% of the time, 42 times, for an average of 3.8 yards a carry. And even with Tony Pollard only getting 6 carries for 8 yards, we still averaged more yards running the football. 3.9 was Zeke, because Zeke Elliott actually averaged 5.2. He made up for what Tony Pollard didn't get. So in my mind, we need to run the football. I'm hoping that this is what I think it is. Okay? This, my friends, this is the solution for the Dallas Cowboys. This is the thing that's going to save this season and make this a better team. Let's check this out. Come on over. Let's hope that this is it, because I hope this isn't something that I don't want to show on camera. Oops. Amazing how they make these damn plastic things next to impossible to open up. Oh. This is it. This is it. Boom. You see that? I know you're like 12, but no. Boom. 12 personnel. Yeah. I'm going to hang that right over here. Hold on. Boom. In fact, here's what I'm also going to do. Okay. Shout out to West Coast. Run the damn ball. Okay? Run the damn ball and 12 personnel. There's your solution there, guys. That's what you have to do. And here's where I'm going to give you the hope. Excuse me. The hope. 2014. Let's go back in time. 8 years ago, Tony Romo came out after having back surgery. Tony Romo could not get the ball downfield and complete to receivers. He could get the ball downfield to compete to defenders because he threw 3 interceptions. It did not look like he could throw the ball more than 25 yards, and that's a fact. And then the Cowboys realized Tony Romo is either shot or needs more time, and they ended up saying, we got to run DeMarco Murray. DeMarco Murray had 1,800 yards. Tony Romo, because he was not always slinging the football, had his most efficient season. Now, he didn't throw for 4,903 yards that season. He threw for like 36 or 3,700. But he had 36 TD passes and 9 interceptions because it was a balanced offense, Kellen Moore. A balanced offense. For you to literally go through and throw the football 70 times with all of the difficulties that you had was criminal. If you can establish the run, it makes it that much easier to pass the football because teams are trying to stop the run. You abandon the run. You abandon Zeke Elliott. For Zeke to have 5.2 yards a carry and you only ran the ball 10 times? No. That's just unacceptable. It's unacceptable. If you are going to pay a guy what you're paying Zeke Elliott and run him 10 plays, then Jerry Jones is about the dumbest mother humper in the world. Dumbest. He's getting paid more than any of your wide receivers. He's getting paid more than your tight end. And you only go to him 10 times. You tried to pass the ball to CeeDee Lamb 12 times. 12 times. With 2 catches. So, it's time for Zeke Elliott to eat. Big time. Now, here's the thing. Here's the amazing thing about football. Right now, if you listen to the talking heads, and I didn't even read this article. This is in the Star, and I'm like, thank you, Captain Obvious. With Prescott out, it's time to let Zeke and Pollard eat. I said that. I said that last week before the game when we still had Dak because you want. Here's my logic behind it. If you can establish the run, you get Zeke Elliott in those chunk plays, the defense is going to try and counter it. And that opens you up to play action. Opens you up for bootlegs, moving the pocket. It opens you up for RPOs, run pass options. And if there are less defenders, hello, if there are 8 men in the box, that means there's only 3 D-backs out there. So as opposed to throwing 70% of the time, and you got 2-man routes because you do not have the protection, you keep everybody in, and there's 7-2 defenders to wide receivers, it's not going to work when your receivers can't get separation. That's football 101. Seriously. Go with the hot hand. People say, well, Zeke Elliott will be gone after this year. Well, run the hell out of him now then. Get your money's worth. I would rather take Zeke Elliott and say, Zeke, we believe in you, bro. We're going to put it on your back. We're going to let you eat. We're going to give you the opportunity to save the season. Run the damn ball. There you go. There you go. Because if nothing else, running the football will slow down the game, give your defense time to rest, and hopefully, instead of having an incomplete pass where you only burn off 10 seconds, or you have an incomplete pass on first down and you end up getting a holding call and now it's 1st and 20, maybe, just maybe, Zeke Elliott picks up 3, 4, 5 yards and makes it 2nd and 5, 2nd and 6. Then the playbook's a little more open. Then maybe you end up having Tony Pollard and Zeke Elliott in the backfield together. And you go ahead and shift Tony Pollard out as a receiver while the defense is 8 men in the box and do like a quick hit in the slot. Maybe you end up doing, let's say Dalton Schultz or Jake Ferguson. They're there helping against the defensive end that's come crashing with your rookie tackle. He puts a hand on him and then turns around, catches a screen pass, 4 or 5 yards here. You start taking 4 yards here, 5 yards here, and 3 yards there. You start getting first downs. You start eating up some clock. You start getting some momentum. You keep your defense rested. And if you got that defense out there that's rested, because they were getting tired in the Tampa Bay game. We did not hold the ball for very long. I didn't look at the time of possession, but it couldn't have been much. The fact that they held Tom Brady to 19 points with the lack of any production on the offense says a lot about that defense. You get those guys out there fresh, going after the quarterbacks, then you got some plays coming. So the question is, right now, what will happen to the Dallas Cowboys going forward here? Right now, going into Sunday, we were second in odds to win the division. After this past week, it got bad. Let's listen to the talking heads there this morning.
They have the longest odds of any team in that division. But so look, what are they going to say? Stephen Jones and Mike McCarthy saying everything is going to be fine. Marcus Spears' face suggests he doesn't think so. Is the season over in Dallas, Marcus?
Yeah, it's over. Yeah, it's over, B. I'm just taking some notes right quick. Taking some notes.
What are you writing?
I'm gonna get to you right in a second. Okay, guys, I just made a list. Guys. Okay, G, do you remember when we sat on this show and I said the New Orleans Saints got more debt than the United States of America, and when the Saints signed Jarvis Landry this year, remember they got Jarvis Landry over from Cleveland. So I'm gonna give y'all a list because I y'all know how much I love the Cowboys. I'm a fan, but I don't want the world to be unrealistic, okay? Because every time something happens and every time something transpires and I'm looking at players and I'm thinking about what all these teams have done. I'm writing one more down, G. I'm going to give you a list. Hold on.
He's on the transactions list right now. He's on the transactions.
All right, here we go. So here we are. The Las Vegas Raiders. They went and got Devontae Adams and they signed Chandler Jones.
Yep.
The Saints signed Jarvis Landry. The Philadelphia Eagles signed A.J. Brown. The Rams went and got Allen Robinson this year, and we know all of the moves that they've made up prior to winning the Super Bowl, like going to get Matthew Stafford after they went to a Super Bowl with another quarterback. The Miami Dolphins got Tyreek Hill. The Bills went and got Von Miller. The Los Angeles Chargers signed Khalil Mack and J.C. Jackson this summer and paid them money to come play. The Tampa Bay Buccaneers signed Julio Jones, and I don't care what you think about Julio injury history or whatever happened. Julio Jones went to Tampa, and he looked like he in his second year in the NFL. What's up, Grimes? What's up?
What do you say?
We had graphics people. We could have put this all in like a
No, I don't want the graphics people.
Screen. Go ahead.
I make my own damn graphics. All right? So
He's old school like me.
Here's the thing. We've sat here for months and talked about the Dallas Cowboys roster is bad. The Dallas Cowboys offensive line is jeopardized. Matter of fact, they sent Lyle Collins. I don't think Lyle Collins a world beater. He better than what they had against the Tampa Bay Buccaneers last night. Connor Williams walked out the door, didn't think he was great, went to Miami signed him too. So guys, when I put this list together, and we think about the NFL and where we are in the NFL today, I want the Dallas Cowboy fans to honestly think about this. Do you think your team and your front office is really trying to win a Super Bowl? Or do you think it's just talk and it's fool's gold and we're okay with what we have? We like our guys. No, you don't. You can't like your guys if you're trying to win a Super Bowl, because I just ripped off a bunch of guys, and let me explain this to y'all also. I didn't put the Cincinnati Bengals on here, who spent $180 million on an offensive line this year. Okay, so for everybody out there that's thinking about, oh, the Cowboys this and the fans, and they gonna get mad at Stephen A. when he go in on the Cowboys.
We got nobody
and Michael
blame
Irvin
ourselves.
gonna say something about the Cowboys are one player away and they can sustain and it's doable. It ain't. It's a wrap, and it was a wrap before the season started because they wasn't winning no Super Bowl anyway. Before Dak got hurt. Go ahead,
I want
guys.
to make sure I'm understanding what we're saying. Dominique, he's saying that this is not about Dak, that this team wasn't any good anyway. Is that right?
Absolutely. I mean, I think he said it before the season started. I know I sure as hell was. I think that the pressure that we were putting on Dak to lift the roster that was incomplete and had major holes in it was unfair. So, like, I hate that Dak got hurt, but at least we don't have to have these arguments all week where I try to convince y'all that nobody could have lifted this roster because they can't protect him. And he was bad. I'm not trying to absolve him from the criticism. He deserves the criticism. But this team was not prepared to make a run. Their run ended. Their window, it closed last year.
Wow.
Thank you for watching ESPN.
It closed because Jerry Jones closed the damn door on it. So here's the thing that's great about football. Here's the one thing that's great about football. In real recent history, we had the Cowboys start out 3-5 and left for dead. And somehow they came back and they ended up winning the division. Now, I'm not going to say that we can do that this year, but I'm just kind of pointing out that sometimes, there's overreaction. And I always say, don't get too excited or too upset by what happens early in the season. The Cowboys have some problems, major problems of their own making. I am not going to dispute that at all. But you have a defense. You have some guys there with some grit. And let's see what happens through the course of 17 weeks. I know the Eagles are feeling themselves right now, because they beat the world beaters in the Detroit Lions. And I know Washington is feeling great because they beat that juggernaut, the Jaguars, as well. And the Giants, well, of course, they took out Tennessee. But one game does not make the season. It's a long season, and we'll see what we got. And remember, Kellen Moore, run the damn ball and use 12 personnel. I'll see you guys soon.
Our coach here, and as always, I want to thank you all for watching, commenting, subscribing, and being part of the Joe for the Sports Report.
You did one hell of a job, and the only thing else I got to say is, how about this, Cowboys?